The environmental nonprofit Clean Up the Lake has gone back to survey a portion of the Lake Tahoe that they cleaned up.
Yeah, Dina is standing by learning more about what they found out there. Hi, Dina.
Yes, good morning to all of you. Okay, so we know keep Tahoe blue, right? We all can appreciate and love that. Colin West, who is one of the men behind the big Clean Up the Lake effort, is joining us via Zoom this morning to talk about the latest findings, because this has been a years-long process, really, in cleaning up Lake Tahoe. You've had dive teams, you've had dive boats. What was the latest big news, though, that just came out this week that you're sharing with us, Colin? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dina. So I am from the nonprofit Clean Up the Lake, and we have been out actually even more than a year, about the last 3 years or so, working on this project. So we did a 72-mile scuba cleanup, and then we've hit 20 of the hot spots on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe, monitoring for changes to better understand the litter issues underneath the surface of Tahoe.
Okay, so there was like the perimeter, the more shallow water, and then there's a certain amount of time that these divers can be in the shallow water. Then going even deeper, they have even more limited time. So what are you finding? Are you finding that the trash that you picked up, is it still gone? Are we seeing more trash piling up, or what?
Absolutely. So we've seen in a couple of summers that have passed, we have now seen that the work that we did between 21 and 2022 on the 72-mile scuba cleanup was pretty darn effective. We've actually only found about a third or so of the litter that we did back on the initial cleanup project in these hot spots around Tahoe. And you are right about the time that you can spend. Actually, in the 0 to 25-foot zone, we had just about the same amount of time as we did on that first pass. But this last year, we did deep dive surveys as well, where we didn't have as much time down there. But sadly, we were seeing additional litter accumulations further down under the lake.
Okay, so on Good Day, we've been following this. I've been following very closely. What are some of the weirdest things, Colin, that you have found? Some of the oddest pieces of trash under the lake?
Let's see, what can I talk about on television?
You can get into the nitty-gritty. We're okay. You can get details.
We've seen some things that we've had to call detectives out for, and hopefully we're out there solving cold cases and weapons and things of that sort. Some other interesting toys and things under the lake and party zones, and also just quite a few beer cans and typical trash, construction equipment, all sorts of different things that find their way beneath the surface of Tahoe.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. It's such a beautiful place, and it is all of our responsibility to keep it clean. Okay, Colin, so what's the message? I know this was a lengthy project thus far, but you're not done. You're far from being done. What's the goal?
Absolutely. So at our nonprofit Clean Up the Lake, we're trying to protect the environment above and below the surface. And of course, we're known for our conservation dive teams. And what we found through this study is that the scuba-enabled cleanup that we are performing is long-lasting. And so it's great to see that in that shallower zone from 0 to 25 feet where we've done our most work, it is effective and it is a lot cleaner than it was when we started. However, through this research, we have seen a zone in about 35 to 55 feet through our deep dive surveys that has higher accumulations or litter loads than other areas that we've found deeper. And so this is informing some of our future work, but most importantly, we're going to be working on preventative measures and trying to do more things like a Lake Tahoe Litter Summit, where we bring government and agencies and nonprofits together to really talk about our findings, talk about these issues and how we can prevent it from happening again.
It is so important to get ahead of it, right? And sometimes that starts with putting literally the trash in front of people so they can get the perspective that you all have seen. Thank you so much for your hard work, your diligent efforts to keeping Tahoe clear and blue. And Colin, we will be checking in with you whenever the next steps continue. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
We'll send it back to you. And Tahoe is special to all of us, so we got to keep it that way.
Absolutely. And the connection, it may be a drive from here, but the direct connection is it's direct, right? So you want to make sure that we keep it clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Dina.